Welcome, acolytes. Today we are reacting how Destiny got banned from Twitch, the iced coffee hour clips. And yeah, this is actually something that I was quite surprised about, because Destiny is basically, well, I mean, don't get me wrong, he definitively isn't like the freaking... No, let's start differently. He can argue very good, like really good. He knows what to say, how to actually interact, how to interact with people. He knows all of that. But he's also a freaking COK, so yeah, I don't have that much respect for him personally, because, well, not a fan of that particular lifestyle, let's just say it like that. But at the end of the day, he was very provocative. He actually did say a lot of stupid stuff, in my opinion, and he actually does say a lot of stuff that are just basically someone. He sounds like someone who actually doesn't know how it is to be a real human being, and that human beings actually also have some kind of, well, feelings. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't hurt them, because hurt feelings are a wrong thing, but he doesn't give a fuck about humanity, basically, in my opinion. And all of this said, he actually got banned for some reason. I don't know why. We're probably gonna hear it from them, because they made a real small interview with him. So let's just see, I assume. And by the way, if you like my content, leave a comment for notification, but you know, the shebang.
Pick deal, right?
I did a 3-month one a while ago. I might be sending another one, but
Is it absolutely? Did it end?
Yeah, it was just for 3 months, but I'm in the talks of signing another one potentially.
Oh,
so,
you are?
Yeah.
Are you able to talk about that?
Oh, so he does the next kick deal. Okay. I think he already did some of the... Yeah, he basically just already said it, but he also does... Like, this isn't the only outward Twitch deal that he actually did, or that a lot of popular streamers actually do. Because, well, other parts give more money than Twitch, and Twitch is really bad, to be honest. I definitively won't start streaming on Twitch, or even I'm not even gonna try it, because, well, at the end I am sure I'm gonna be banned with the stuff I am saying. That's just a little fact that I basically just assume for the moment. But at the end, let's just see how it runs.
I can talk about whatever I want to talk about.
Okay, and you also have a Rumble deal as well?
Yeah, I do, yes.
And how's... Why
There's
are
a
you
lot of
signing-
stuff in
Dude, you got a lot of deals.
There's a lot of
Why
stuff
are
in
you
there.
signing with all these companies instead of Twitch or YouTube?
Dude, you got more deals than we have.
Well, on Twitch, I'm permabanned for being transphobic, I think.
That's why you got permabanned.
I guess so. I'm not sure. I don't actually tell you. But
What
I
did
think
you say
so.
that was transphobic?
Initially, I thought that there's a part...
So wait, he said something transphobic? Destiny? I'm gonna be honest, I don't believe that. He pretty much sucked their freaking roosters all the freaking time, just to get well with this specific community. So I'm gonna be honest, I mean, he could be totally hypocritical, but I actually don't believe that. Even though I personally don't like him, but me liking him is actually irrelevant. Because at the end of the day, if he actually did, okay, but no, I still don't think they should ban him, because on Twitch, as you might say, there are people who actually wish people death and are still on this freaking site without any punishment or anything like this. So this is inconsistent. This would be inconsistent.
Part of the TOS is you can't like discriminate people from certain activities. And there was a lot of discussion the day before, I think, about like stuff related to trans athletes and everything. So I thought maybe I got banned for that. Then I've talked to a couple people that are like friends of the company or work in the company, and apparently I got banned for calling a bunch of people subhuman. And they
Subhuman?
yeah, that's like my go-to, because it's like it's not a slur, really.
Who were
know?
you calling subhuman?
The group of people I was fighting with, but I guess their interpretation was that I was saying that all trans people were subhuman.
So you're fighting with someone who is trans.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's...
So you're
and,
telling that person, not all.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I actually believe him. Yeah, at the end, it sounds realistic, because he would insult someone like this. Because, yeah, he might say, hey, this isn't an insult. Yes, it is. It still is. At least in Germany, where I live, this is a very, very naughty word. And if we're going around worldwide and everything's basically a naughty word, so that's also a naughty word. But also calling someone subhuman is just, come on, like, dude, you can say it a bit more. I mean, I still don't think he should get banned, don't get me wrong. I still don't think this is a good thing to happen, but Nah, come on, like there are way worse on Twitch. Nah, this isn't a bannable. This shouldn't even be bannable on Twitch. If you can fuck someone on stream and not get banned, if you can wish death upon someone and not be banned, if you can actually try making a hit on someone and you cannot be banned, then this is basically nothing.
All trans people,
that
just
group of people,
that person,
that the people
So
I
they
was
misinterpreted what you were trying to explain is what you think happened.
Maybe, I'm not sure. I mean, it might have been an accurate. Maybe they think that calling groups of people like subhuman, like a group of people you're fighting with, is not good. But I think it was pretty obvious what I'm talking. I mean, like I've got a big trans community. I do a lot of trans issues on my stream.
Yeah,
obviously, I'm not transphobic. But when I was arguing with this group of people, I was like, these extreme like activist types on YouTube or on Twitter are all subhuman. Like, it's not worth engaging with them. I'm not going to bother.
So-
and I think when they heard that, their interpretation was like, well, that could be interpreted as him calling all trans people subhuman. So yeah.
What was the ideology that these extreme trans people were purporting that you disagreed with or that you thought was subhuman?
There is a oh my god, you're making me dig back about a year ago.
That's irrelevant. If you get banned today because of this, that's relevant right now. You dig me up a year ago, yeah, you should. Before you actually go in this, you should like at least refresh it. I don't actually expect him to remember everything, but no, I actually expect him to remember everything. Specifically because he actually expects this from other people. So, yeah.
I got involved in a weird personal fight with a creator who claimed that I brigaded their chat with my chat to harass them, but I didn't even know this person existed yet when that particular thing happened. And then this was around a time when we had been arguing about a bunch of trans issues already. And my position on trans stuff is, I believe that there is a fact of the matter about whether or not a person is trans, and I think that having dysphoria is an important part of getting trans treatment, and that kind of stands in contrast to right now there's something called the self-ID movement, which is you're trans if you say you're trans, and I butt heads a lot with those people, and because of my position, which they sometimes summarize as trans medicalism, they call me transphobic essentially.
And how does...
And I'm gonna be honest, I have to agree with him on this point. Like, even disliking him, this is just... this movement where you just, okay, I say I'm trans. If you're an adult, okay, that's fine. But those people actually have see it the same way for children. And that's the worrying point for me, at least.
Does Twitch just go and misinterpret what you have to say and then cut off what would probably be your primary source of income? Do you think that this is a problem with Twitch itself? Or maybe do you think if you could go back in time, you would have rephrased what you had said?
I'd probably rephrase. It might just be that sometimes Twitch like slowly...
And by the way, something like this, yes, as I said, I would also rephrase it. Because it's not worth the actual drama over it, I would say. Because if you say it just a bit differently but mean the same thing, no harm done. Even though I don't like it, and I understand that my sensibility of calling someone subhuman is different than everybody else's or in different lands, but still, as I said, and I'm gonna stand by it, he didn't deserve the freaking ban for that, because it's way too tame, especially if you actually see things that are on Twitch way worse than that. Way worse.
It evolves their standards over time for what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, and it doesn't necessarily go by the TOS. So for instance, you're not supposed to use the words like retarded or autistic. That's bad for Twitch, but nobody punishes for it. So everybody uses the terms on the platform, you don't get in trouble for it. But I think one day you might say it and they might decide to start banning for it. So sometimes when I rant at people, subhuman is like a thing, it's like, oh, this subhuman, blah, blah, blah. I've never gotten in trouble for it in the past, but maybe now they've kind of updated internally that people aren't going to say that word anymore, and that's what I caught a ban for. Maybe, I'm not sure. I don't have like any official communication with them, so I'm like really really guessing.
So they didn't really tell you exactly what it was. You're kind of just assuming.
No, it's the email that I got was for hateful conduct, but
That's
don't.
it. It's
Yeah,
just
that's
a very broad, sweeping, hateful.
I don't think they're ever going to give you a specific. I think
No,
that's
well, they have no
across
incentive to, right?
Yeah, any social media platform, they have the right to terminate you at any point for really any reason. You're on their platform at the end.
No, by the way, that's not entirely true. I know there was a guy in Germany called Mimi. He actually got terminated for bullying a specific creator. He actually got a lawyer and won the case. And it was, but I don't want actually say something totally wrong. It was because YouTube doesn't punish other people for the same crime, so he cannot be punished for for exactly the crime he actually for what he did, because others do it exactly the same, and either he gets banned and everyone else gets banned, or they reinstate him. So you can imagine that YouTube wouldn't want to ban 90% of its creators just because of stuff like this. Or I'd assume, at least.
At the end of the day. So if they make the decision, whether you agree or not, I mean, they're not going to tell you because you said this, because then it gives you something to disagree with, you know? So.
But then what do you think of the Twitch platform in general? Are you bullish on it, or do you think that these weird policies make it seem like it's not going to last very long, especially with all these other competitors, with all of this funding coming out and then buying up streamers?
That's interesting.
Yeah, very bearish. I think Twitch has a lot of problems related to like company bloat. Like that company grew to an insane size. I think they're having a lot of trouble figuring out internally what they want the culture of the company to be. And there's a lot of different stuff that a lot of employees are working on that aren't really providing any value to users or to viewers at the end of the day.
Yep.
So yeah,
I
I'm
agree.
not too big on it, but I mean, who knows?
It seems like a lot of people are leaving right now. I'm seeing a lot of kick deals.
A lot of Kick, a lot of Rumble. Yeah.
What do you think it is about those platforms that differentiates from Twitch at this point? Is it purely because they're throwing money at creators? Or do you
Right
think
now, it's
they're
purely the
offering-
money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right now it's the money, yes, and they are a bit more constant than Twitch. Because if I hear a drama from that somebody gets banned there or this or that, I actually understand it, or for the most part, they are at least consistent. For the most part, not... as I said, most part, so please don't understand I'm saying anything else, but at the end of the day, yeah. I mean, as I said, I'm not going to Twitch anyway, like, this isn't a thing right now, that's just not happening. No matter what, that's just not happening. And it's basically because you could get banned at any moment for absolutely no reason, and not knowing what you actually did wrong just because you freaking picked the wrong person off. And that's just bollocks. That's a risk I'm not going to even try to go in for no freaking reason. Except I get a pretty safe contract with them, then maybe. But if I ever get like this far where I am someone that they want, then they have to first of all pay up really good and then have a contract with me that actually makes me basically immune and I can say anything I want, basically. Just because of their freaking nonsense rules or non-rules applying.
The problem, the issue with trying to build competing platforms is a few issues. In my opinion, I think a lot of the talent acquisition is not being done in the best way, because the goal is to acquire talent, but you want their users to stay on the site. It's not enough to just like buy a streamer and then have them stream there and then hope that the users like stick around. Like you have to kind of build that organic viewer base so that people are drawn to the site naturally. That's a really, really difficult thing to do.
I heard that a lot of the kick...
And by the way, you also need time. Because it doesn't matter if you buy every single stream. Well, if you buy every single stream out, then yes. But at the end, the platform has to prove itself first. That's number one. Second of all, if you do this stuff, well, then, I mean, you still need to prove... Basically what I want to say, the short of it, you just have to prove yourself. Because nobody will go from a platform that they are years on just because you open a new platform. Be it Kick, be it something else. That's just not happening. So it needs time. But it can go awry. Like it can do the stuff they are doing. It's possible. It's possible to defeat Twitch. It just takes a lot of time. That's all.
Revenue is coming from stake, and that when I went on Kick, I saw that gambling was one of the top things that they were.
Yep.
I don't want to say directing people to, but when you go to the website, on the top of the screen, you see like gambling, and you see more people are watching that than just about anything else. So
Yeah,
it
which
seems
is probably
like-
why they're trying to.
And yeah, by the way, they are advertising for gambling. We don't have to pretend that they are an innocent little poor bird that actually got caught in the crossfire. No. They are definitively advertising for gambling, and they are not doing it to actually make Kick particularly a number one platform. They are doing it for their thing that they are because the owners of Kick actually own some gamble sites or a casino or something like that, and that's why they actually promote it. Kick is just a gigantic promote station that's, I think, even less expensive than someone who would do this professionally, and they just do the gambling thing, so it's just cheaper, and they can also potentially in a few years make some money out of this. So just double and triple dipping in money stuff. I'm gonna be honest, good idea. Am I for it? Definitively not. I would prefer gambling not to be shown to freaking kids.
Acquire more talent is to get other types of streamers on the site. Yeah.
Of course, because I could imagine they pay somebody, let's just say $10 million to stream on there for a year. How much more revenue are they going to get on the back end from stake, from people who go watch gambling streams, think, oh, wow, maybe I'm interested in this too. Do
Stake
it,
was it,
lose, and then that goes back and pays for the creator.
I think ultimately the goal is to make the site profitable. I don't know if it's only supposed to work as a funnel to stake, and then for stake to give them kickbacks to run the site. I think that's the goal, but you should bring that Eddie guy in and interview him.
So, okay, this was a pretty short one.
Specific.
And I actually, it's quite interesting to hear this. And at the end, as I said, that Destiny got banned is total bullshit. I do not agree with it. There are way worse people on freaking Twitch that should actually get, in my opinion at least, should get banned, but nobody gives a fuck, so there's that. But at the end of the day, well, it is what it is. He just has to work from the place he's actually at, so nothing we can do there. Nothing I would actually particularly like to do there, so there's that. But as it is, acolytes, good night.